Hello again, this is Todd at East Coast Leisure, and today I'm going to talk about the different types of vacuuming equipment that we offer and how to use it. So for starters, when you have a new pool, typically you're going to receive a standard brush, triangular weighted vacuum head, a skimmer net, vacuum hose, and a telescopic pole, which varies from design. This was a deluxe design, but we have a variety of different types. You'll get all of those items with your pool package. So to just kind of get a quick one-on-one on every segment of this, skimmer net's meant for skimming the surface, getting the leaves, the bugs, the pollen and stuff off of the surface. We also offer a deep rake. They call it a deep rake. It's a net, but it's kind of like a fishing net. This is best for using for larger debris settle down on the bottom. So you got pool toys or just lots of leaves. You can rake the bottom of the pool with this net. It's less flimsy than this net, which is really, again, just meant to skim up small particles. So, and there's a variety of different types of skimmer nets as well. There's metal frame ones. If you find that this one's not adequate, you can always stop in and upgrade to a metal frame one. So that's the nets. And the brush, you know, traditionally a brush is just meant to kind of scrub the walls, push some of the debris down to the center of the pool so that you can vacuum it. Normally when you use your water care system properly, you're not going to run into a lot of issues with algae growing on the wall, unless, again, you just end up getting a little bit behind on the water care and you get an algae bloom, or if there's warm water, so I shouldn't say it doesn't happen, but it's just hopefully in an ideal situation you don't need to brush that often. But if you also need a brush that's a little more universal, we have this 360-degree brush. It's nice, scrubs around the corners and that, and gets all of the debris. So that's brushes. The hose, again, depending on the size of your pool, you probably want, let's just say it's a round pool, 24-foot round. We typically put a 30-foot hose in that package so that you have an extra 6 feet to reach all the way diagonally all the way across the other side of the pool, maybe even 35. So you need a slightly larger hose than the distance from the skimmer, which is over here, to the opposite end of the pool. And I'm going to get into a later video. I'm going to show you how to actually set up the vacuum equipment. So you got that, and you got the top of the telescopic pole. So the telescopic poles, this one's actually a unique style, but most of them have these little white nipples that you put in. Snaps in and it stays in. You push the nipples out and it comes out. And then you can put your net on this same way. Brush, all of these things is pretty universal, these little fittings. So, that's again, I'm going to show you how to use these things on another part of the video, but that's just about the gist of the automatic, let's call it manual vacuum equipment. Manual meaning you're going to be pushing the pole around. The next step up would be, I'd say semi-manual, but it's technically, this is a piece of equipment that's connected to the pole. You just don't need the hose. It's got a bag already built into it. So these two cleaners are the Volt FX4 and FX8. They're battery operated. The battery lasts, I think, 45 minutes typically, so you're well enough time to vacuum an entire pool. It works like a regular handheld vacuum, where you turn on the battery, it sucks the debris in, and there's a bag right here. It catches the debris. And again, as it sets on the pole, you just push it around the bottom like a a shop vac or a dust buster. This is a larger, slightly more, I guess, upgraded version of it. The battery's rechargeable, the bag's a little bit bigger, the head's a little larger, and so the suction's going to be a little bit stronger, so it's just going to be a little more powerful. So these two, again, FX8 and FX4 are a great step up from the manual setup, so you don't have to carry out the hose every time and prime the hose and do all that work. Then from there, we have what we call a suction cleaner. This is a cleaner that works like your manual vacuum. It sucks water in, and the water creates a, the suction creates a, causes a lever inside here to toggle, and as it toggles, it causes it to vibrate, and when it vibrates, it moves across the bottom while it sucks up the debris. The good thing about this cleaner is you put it in, you leave it alone, it does its job. On occasion, you have to kind of move it around to try to catch areas where it might have missed, but for the most part, it does its own thing. The downside is that it's sucking all that debris into your filter, which means that if it's doing its job in a half hour or two, let's say an hour, it could be stopped on the bottom. It could be just sitting there, and we get it a lot where the customer will call and say it stopped working. And it's not that it stopped working, it's that it collected so much debris that the filter no longer has enough power to draw the water in anymore. So you got to clean the filter out. So it's just like a manual vacuum and any kind of vacuum. Once it sucks all of the debris up, and in this case puts it into your filter, you're going to have to clean your filter. Another reason why these manual ones are a little bit better, or an ideal situation, because they're an independent bag, so they're not putting it in your filter, so they're going to clean without filling the debris up into your filter. All right, so, and this is not a complete piece, but I'm going to put it in the water later on video and show you how that functions as well. This device this is just a personal favorite of mine, especially in the fall when you have a lot of leaves that fall into the pool. This can hook up to a garden hose. It causes a water vortex that pushes upward. When you push this vacuum along the bottom of the pool, it sucks up all the leaves into this basket. If you've ever seen a commercial pool cleaner, it's very similar to the design of a commercial pool cleaner. It's basically going to suck all that debris up and catch it in this bag. So you got a lot of larger debris. This is ideal for that. I'd almost say this is a necessity for anyone that has trees in their yard. So this is the top of the line is our robotic cleaners. The great thing about a robotic cleaner is that it's like having a second filter. It drives along the bottom. This is like a sample piece, so that what isn't seen is there is a cord that comes out of here that goes to a transformer power box that plugs in. So you got about, I'd say, 60 feet of cord that allows it to move around the bottom of the pool, moves back and forth. It kind of has a built-in electronic mechanism that kind of teaches it how to figure out where the corners are and then cleans the pool. It's got little belts and basically runs like a tank along the bottom, and then it's got a hole right here that sucks up all the debris and then shoots, well, the debris gets caught in this bag, which again is an independent bag from your filter, so it's not clogging up your filter. You dump that out, put it back in, but the water basically flows from the bottom through that bag, catches the debris in the bag, and then shoots back out the top of the head of the robot. So this is like your pool boy. You want something that does the work as efficiently as possible. You need to get one of these Dolphin cleaners. So stop by the store and guys there or ladies there tell you a little more about it. So that is the different types of pool cleaning systems that are cleaning devices that we offer. So I'm going to show you how to operate a manual cleaner next. Hi, this is Todd at East Coast Leisure again. Right now I'm going to show you how to set up your manual pool cleaning equipment. So we're going to be able to vacuum a pool with this equipment. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the pump on and show you how to prime the hose. So here we go. Thing to know is if you have a 2-speed pump, make sure that the pump's on high speed. If you don't know already how to tell the difference, the one that's louder, it's going to be pushing more water through. You're going to want more water to suck in so that the vacuum's a little stronger. So the next thing I'm going to do, take this baskets out. I could leave this one in. In fact, I'm going to leave that one in. No, I'm going to take that one out. I'm going to do this in a way that is not traditional, but pretty much everybody's going to be familiar with the scenario. So typically there's a vacuum plate. It looks like it's like a little disc with a cylinder. With a pipe sticking up the middle, and you put the hose on that pipe, pretend like it's this right here, and then you put that whole thing in the skimmer. Let's say you lost it, which happens all the time. You can easily do it without it by this is how you do it no matter what. You put this one end of the hose into the return where the water's shooting back in. You let the water fill up the hose. So out of the water to full, you're going to keep both ends underwater. Feed one end in to skimmer, while the other end connects to a vacuum head. And that vacuum head connects to the bowl. That. Alright? Now, what you're doing is you're using the suction of the water that's going into the pump to create a suction for the vacuum. So I'm going to put this hose all the way to the bottom where the fitting is. And you'll feel the vacuum hose itself kind of cinch up the pipe. Now it's basically drawing in the water, basically an extension of your skimmer, drawing it into the vacuum head. So I don't know if you can see this from the camera angle, but there's a little line of dirt along the crease of the liner here. Just kind of slowly go across. Suck it up. That dirt up right there. That's it. Pretty simple. Now, here's what happens if you don't fill your hose up with water. Let me try to do this. Or let's make it easier. If you lift your vacuum hose out of the water while it's in the middle of the vacuum, you're going to suck air in. When you do that, it's going to cause the pump to just have air in it. The air is making like a dry noise. So, and then your chest is going to start blowing air bubbles and stuff. So you always got to keep the head or the hose or whatever portion of the vacuum equipment below water level. And to let right now, since there's no water in that pumping, it just kind of caused it to suck in air. What I need to do is turn it off. There's a bleeder on top of here. There's a couple of ways to do this, but I'm going to just open up this bleeder. Allowing gravity to bring water back into the system. This water's going to just flow down there. There's a second way of doing this. Make sure you're ready to feed it. And it's to open this, shut it again. And that basically just gets the air out by forcing it all out through gravity. Once again, high speed. Fill the hose up with, get all the air out of it. Try not to get any air in it while you're feeding it into the skimmer. Put the head all the way down to the bottom, where it can connect to the section of the skimmer. And that's it. All right. So since I've got this video going already, I'm also going to show you how to use suction side cleaner, because it also connects the same way. I only have a few feet of hose on this. I just want to use it to show how it works. I'm going to let it just sink to the bottom, as long as it's underwater. When I put the hose up to the now, one thing I forgot to check, I think I had it on low speed. So again, make sure it's on high speed, because if not, you're not going to get as much suction. Now I'm going to put the hose of the automatic vacuum in the same hole, just like I did with the manual one. And I don't know if you can hear it from the video, but it's vibrating and it's moving around the pool. All right, so I'm gonna let it do its thing. Set it down at the bottom. It walks around the bottom. Sucks up debris. And like I said in the prior part of the video, as it's collecting debris, it's going to cause the filter to fill up with dirt. And when the filter fills up with dirt, not as much water can flow through. And when not as much water flows through, the machine begins to slow down and eventually will stop working. So you'll have to, when you see it do that, you'll have to disconnect it, clean out your filter, start the whole process over again. I mean, hopefully, in most cases, your pool's not that dirty, but if it is, that's just the way it works. Hopefully that helped you learn a little bit about how to maintain and vacuum your pool. Sorry that the camera footage may not be the best of quality, but we're working with what we have. If you have any other questions, you can always stop by the store, and one of our ladies or gentlemen there will be happy to help you with any questions you have. Thanks again.